Welcome to Stop Saving Wrong, the controversial blueprint for financial freedom. In this video, we will walk through a practical order of operations for your money that prioritizes security and liquidity before aggressive investing or major asset purchases. We will start with foundational safety, then move into tax-advantaged growth, and finally discuss when and how to consider big purchases like a home. Along the way, we will use diagrams, examples, and quizzes to ensure the ideas stick. Now, let's begin with the agenda to set the stage. Here is our roadmap for today. Phase 1 covers securing your foundation, including capturing your employer match and building a fully funded emergency buffer. Phase 2 covers maximizing tax-advantaged growth with a target of 15% of income for retirement, with an emphasis on Roth accounts for tax diversification. Phase 3 is the asset debate, specifically addressing why homeownership can be overrated for some people and how to avoid becoming liquidity constrained. We will also review budget allocations, attempt 2 short quizzes, and end with a practical checklist and timeline for re-evaluating your plan. With that outline in place, let's start with a quick but important disclaimer. Before we continue, a quick disclaimer. This video is strictly educational and should not be considered financial, tax, or legal advice. Everyone's situation is unique. Consult a qualified professional who can account for your specific goals, risk tolerance, location, and tax bracket. With that said, let's move into Phase 1 and secure your financial foundation. Phase 1 is about safety and liquidity. The first action is to capture your full employer retirement match. This is an immediate and guaranteed return that you should not leave on the table. After you've captured the match, immediately pivot to building a robust cash emergency fund. The target is 3 to 6 months of living expenses. For many households, this will be in the $15,000 to $20,000 range or more, depending on rent, food, utilities, insurance, and transportation. Keep this emergency fund in a high-yield savings account or a conservative money market fund to preserve liquidity and minimize risk. Until the fund is fully capitalized, prioritize liquidity over aggressive investing and avoid relying on credit cards or new loans for unexpected costs. Automate transfers each payday so your emergency fund grows without relying on willpower. Next, let's quantify exactly how much cash buffer you might need with a simple table. Here is a quick reference for sizing your emergency fund. For $2,500 in monthly expenses, the 3-month target is $7,500 and the 6-month target is $15,000. For $3,500 in monthly expenses, your targets are $10,500 and $21,000. At $4,500, the targets are $13,500 and $27,000. And at $5,500, the targets are $16,500 and $33,000. Use your actual monthly average to compute your own targets. With a clear target in mind, we can transition to Phase 2, maximizing tax-advantaged growth. In Phase 2, after your emergency fund is fully in place, commit to investing 15% of your income toward retirement. For tax diversification, prioritize Roth accounts, such as a Roth-IRA, before maxing traditional employer plans. A typical order of operations is capture your employer match, then fund a Roth-IRA, and finally increase contributions to maximize your 401k or 403b. If you are eligible for a health savings account, consider it because of its triple tax advantages. Automate your contributions so they occur consistently and reduce the chance of missing months. Keep your portfolio broadly diversified, favoring low-cost index funds to reduce fees. With your growth strategy outlined, let's visualize the overall financial order of operations with a flowchart. This flowchart shows the recommended financial order of operations. We begin at start and first capture the employer match because it is guaranteed, free return. Next, we build an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months, where liquidity outranks aggressive investing. After that, we invest 15% of income for retirement with a preference for Roth accounts to achieve tax diversification. Then we increase contributions to maximize our employer plan. If applicable, we consider paying extra on high-interest debt. Afterward, we can add taxable brokerage investing. Only after these steps do we consider a major asset purchase such as a home. The diagram clarifies sequence and reduces decision fatigue. Now, let's see if this stuck with a quick quiz. Quiz time. After capturing your employer match, what should you prioritize next? Option A. Build a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Option B. Max out your 401k immediately. Option C. Buy a home for equity growth. Option D. Take a vacation to recharge. No. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is to build a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Liquidity comes first, because a strong cash buffer prevents you from falling into debt when emergencies occur and stabilizes your long-term investing plan. With that confirmed, let's move into the asset debate. In Phase 3, we address major purchases. These should come only after your foundation and retirement investing are in place. The controversial point is that home ownership is often overrated, particularly for single individuals or those with low net worth. The total cost of ownership includes not only the mortgage, but also property taxes, insurance, maintenance, and closing costs. When you factor these in, the returns can be far less impressive than they first appear. Ownership also reduces mobility and locks up liquidity, which can constrain opportunities. Renting can be financially superior in many cases, particularly for people who value flexibility or plan to relocate. If you decide to buy, plan for immediate unforeseen expenses and commit to reevaluating your entire budget within the first 6 months. To make this more concrete, let's compare renting and buying side by side. On the left, renting generally requires lower upfront costs, offers higher mobility, and shifts responsibility for major repairs to the landlord, which preserves your liquidity for investing. On the right, buying a home requires significant upfront cash for down payment and closing costs, reduces mobility, and places full responsibility for taxes, insurance, and maintenance on you. While buying can build equity over time, it often comes with a cash flow drag that must be weighed against alternative uses of capital. With that comparison in mind, let's capture the essential post-purchase steps in a clear checklist using Markdown, and then visualize the 6-month reevaluation timeline. Here is a practical checklist if you move forward with a major purchase. First, maintain a post-closing cash buffer specifically for unexpected repairs. Next, create dedicated sinking funds for property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. Stress test your affordability by modeling payments at 1 to 2% higher interest rates. Keep monthly housing costs within a safe share of take-home pay, roughly 25 to 30% for many households. Finally, reevaluate your budget at 1, 3, and 6 months, and update your emergency fund target as your actual expenses become clear. To reinforce these checkpoints over time, we included a timeline diagram that maps the first 6 months after purchase. Now let's look at a sample budget allocation to tie all phases together. This pie chart illustrates an example allocation once your emergency fund is complete. 15% of gross income goes toward retirement. Essentials, such as housing, utilities, groceries, and transportation, are kept near 50% of take-home pay when possible, though this varies by location. 10% is earmarked for short-term savings goals like travel or a car fund. 20% is discretionary spending, which helps maintain sustainability and avoid burnout. Finally, 5% is directed toward extra payments on high-interest debt if applicable. With the big picture allocations established, let's do one more quick quiz to reinforce the emergency fund principle. Second quiz. What is the recommended size of a fully funded emergency fund? Option A, 1 month of expenses. Option B, 3 to 6 months of expenses. Option C, only for homeowners. Option D, not needed if your job is stable. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is 3 to 6 months of expenses. This level of savings provides resilience against job loss, medical bills, or unexpected repairs, and keeps you from relying on high-interest debt. With that clarified, let's capture the key points you should remember. Here are the key takeaways. First, security comes before growth. Capture your employer match and fully fund a 3 to 6 month emergency buffer. Second, once secure, invest 15% of your income for retirement and prioritize Roth accounts for tax diversification. Third, be cautious with large purchases, because a home can become a liquidity trap if not approached carefully. Fourth, plan for immediate surprise costs and reevaluate your budget within 6 months. Finally, follow this hierarchy consistently to minimize mistakes and maintain momentum. To close, let's summarize the entire blueprint and set your next step. To summarize, first, capture your employer match and then build an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months. Second, invest 15% of your income for retirement, prioritizing Roth accounts, and then increase to maximize your employer plan. Third, only after these are in place should you consider major assets. carefully accounting for total cost and liquidity constraints. Whenever you make a major purchase, plan to reevaluate your budget within 6 months, automate contributions, and maintain diversified, low-cost investments to keep your plan simple and sustainable. As we wrap up, here is a final invitation to engage with the channel. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, please like the video, share it with a friend who might be saving wrong, and subscribe for more practical money blueprints. In the comments, tell us your next financial move and what part of this hierarchy you will implement this week. See you in the next one.